Lesson 6, Problem Solving. We're going to use logical reasoning to problem solve today. Here's our first word problem. Coco wants to plant a garden. She cannot decide if it should be 10 inches, 10 feet, or 100 yards long. About how long should the garden be? Of course, I want to underline what I know. So I know that she needs to decide if it should be 10 inches, 10 feet, or 100 yards long. So I'm going to underline that because that's the information that I know. Then I'm going to circle what I need to find out, or circle your question about how long should the garden be. Now, I have to use logical reasoning to decide which measurement makes the most sense, or which measurement is reasonable. So if I look at 10 inches, and if you remember the size of a ruler is 12 inches, I know 10 inches is too short. That is not going to be big enough for a garden. So I'm going to eliminate the 10 inches. I know that does not make sense. Then I am going to look at 10 feet. Now remember, a yardstick is 3 feet, so that would be a little bit longer than 3 yardsticks. That might be reasonable. Let's look at the 100 yards long. So that would be 100 yardsticks. That would be a pretty big garden. So I am going to eliminate that one as well. I'm going to go with 10 feet being the most reasonable answer that the garden should be. 10 feet long. Let's do another one together. Okay, again, we're going to use logical reasoning. A bookshelf is 14 inches wide. There's enough space to fit 2 trophies. One trophy is 2 inches wider than the other. How wide is the wider trophy? So again, I'm going to underline what I know. I know my bookshelf is 14 inches wide. I know there's enough space to fit 2 trophies. And I know one trophy is 2 inches wider than the other one. My question is, how wide is the wider trophy? Again, I have to use logical reasoning to figure out the answer. So I'm going to go back and look at the information given. I know my bookshelf is 14 inches wide, and I know 2 trophies can fit on that. So the way that I'm going to figure this out is I'm going to think of 2 numbers, if I add them together, that equals 14. Well, I know a double stack. 7 plus 7 equals 14. But if I look back at what is given, it says one trophy is 2 inches wider than the other. Well, these 2 trophies would be the same width. That would equal 14 inches. So I know it's not going to be 7 because that is not reasonable. That doesn't answer the question. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to say I need 2 numbers that equal 14 again. This time I'm going to lower this one to 6. And remember, if I lower that number, I'm going to have to increase the next one. So that 6 plus 8 equals 14. I'm going to go back and check. It equals 14. I have 2 trophies. One trophy is 2 inches wider than the other because 8 is 2 more than 6. So how wide is the wider trophy? It is 8 inches. Now, you may have a different strategy to figure that out, and that is okay. There's more than one way to figure these out. Let's try this next one. Here we have Joan has a stalk of celery that is 6 inches long. She cuts it into 2 pieces. Each piece is the same length. How long is each piece? Okay, I'm going to underline what I know. She has celery that is 6 inches long. She cuts it into 2 pieces, and each piece is the same length. How long is each piece? This should be the question. And I know there is a double stack that equals 6 inches long. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So I have 2 pieces. Each piece is the same length. So how long is each piece? 3 inches. So using logical reasoning to figure out your word problems, you can come up with multiple strategies or multiple ways to figure those out. It does not have to be done in one particular way.